Okay, everybody, this is going to be a follow-up to the first two videos I did yesterday during this coronavirus shutdown. Concentrating on breathing, just the basics of breathing that I did here in the hallway. And Ton is now manning the camera for us behind the scenes there. So I know I have to clarify a few things from yesterday, and I made some notes, and I'll go over that now. Of course, this kind of tutorial is really just my own experience, what I imagine, my way of thinking about things from all the various disciplines that I've done, all the years of training that I've done. Again, it's your body, it's your breath, so to tune into what makes sense for you. It's like when we're doing stretching, if somebody can do a big split, okay, that's great. Don't feel like you have to do a big split. You stretch your body, you know, it's your body that's you're in charge of, okay? Don't judge yourself for it. And the other way too, if you can do a split, don't judge others, you know, for not being able to do it. So make the breathing awareness your own awareness for your own benefits, you know, your own presence, your own mindfulness. And there's many methods of breathing. Yoga has a lot, other martial arts have a lot. This doesn't negate any of those. I'd rather personally approach it from a more natural standpoint. There's certainly methods of, for instance, counting. Breathe in, count 1 through 4, hold 1 through 4, breathe out 1 to 4. That's all fine. And you can experiment with all those. It's like if I show Aikido one way and somebody else shows it another way, perfectly okay. You get to learn a variety of things and choose what's best for you. One of the main things I always point out is to remember to breathe out every time that you breathe in. Okay? That's a joke. That's why a lot of places they'll count the breath, you know, so they know that for every one they breathe in, they breathe one out. There's methods too of emptying the breath completely. Like for instance, give that sharp pressure to expel the last of it. Perfectly okay. For our general purposes, I don't recommend it. You know, to keep things more natural, keep the breath in there. Conversely too, there's methods of breathing in, expanding your lower belly. So you have tension in your lower belly, and then as you breathe out, that tension remains, you know. So if you're getting hit, you still have tension there. It maintains your grounding. So if you start to let that collapse, you might lose your grounding and be soft, bent over and all that. So you lose your posture and everything. So once you breathe into your lower belly, deep abdominal breathing like I mentioned, diaphragmatic breathing, comfortable posture, okay? Comfortable, not rigid, comfortable. Once you breathe in, settle it down there, you breathe out, you can experiment with keeping that tension there, okay? So when we're doing our breathing exercise for classes, it's that sort of idea. So if I once I took my breath in and settled to my lower belly, to my hara, tanden, center, tantien, you know, all those, I kept it there. So as you breathe out, it still maintained a presence and a pressure, okay, slight pressure, a little bit of comfortable tension, okay. Let's see here. I mentioned about three-finger technique from Silva method. Just to be clear, it's letting the first 3 fingers, 2 fingers and thumb come together. So that's all it is, okay? So it's a natural thing for fingers to come together. Again, you do that as a conditioned response builder for when you're practicing going down deep into a more relaxed state. breathing to settle, 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 calming your brain, calming your body, and then to have conditioned response using a 3-finger technique. So whenever you put 3 fingers together, if you were being measured, you'd see that your brainwave pattern would settle, respiratory system would relax and improve, circulatory system improves, everything, so brain functions better and everything. Not enough is done, I think, these days with biofeedback, but it used to be quite a focus back when I was involved in all this stuff. But essentially, that's what you'd be doing. You'd be monitored for biofeedback reasons. I'll just reiterate too that with that kind of technique, don't feel like you have to rely on it all the time. It can be a crutch. Okay? The main idea is to get yourself to be relaxed. Okay? Find a deeper state of mind and body, relaxed body and mind. And then to connect this tactile sense to that. So that if you're out and about, if you're nervous or getting set with your partner, you're standing there, you let your fingers come together, you'd naturally start to settle, okay? Get centered. Okay? Then it doesn't matter. Then you just think about it and it happens. Okay? So we start out technique with that sort of thing. You take essentially like a relaxed state, meditative state, onto the mat, and then into your partner practice, meeting with your partner, and you begin the technique with that, you end the technique with that, and then you find places all through the technique where you can reestablish it, and hopefully through the entire technique you maintain that kind of centeredness and presence and comfort. Okay? But it all starts with your awareness of your own breathing. Okay? Let's see what else I have here. Okay, so there's concepts of soft eyes and wide angle vision, So I usually use the idea if you're driving, you probably will have soft eyes, you'll notice different things, and you'll probably have a natural wide angle vision, to see other traffic, pedestrians, signs, all that sort of thing. So when you're doing this kind of breathing exercise, after you've gone from like practicing internal where you're closing your eyes, paying attention to everything internal, and start to open your eyes, keep your eyes soft and let your vision expand. Okay? It's nice to be able to do it outdoors, okay? It's a natural partner, to have your awareness expand. Okay? Then when you're with your partner, okay, same idea. Okay? Don't get too focused on the attack. Okay? I know initially you have to, but then you start to get an overall feeling for them. So once you get soft eyes and wide angle vision and comfortable posture, then you can respond naturally just like that. Okay? You don't get caught up in any decision-making process. You're just moving. Okay? So worthwhile though to make this a part of your daily life, as often as you can. Okay? Also too, when if you get into meditative practices, and again, we used to do sitting after class, I would put it on the calendar. Maybe we can get back to that once we start up again. If people wanted to do full lotus, half lotus, just sit in a chair, sit in seiza, lean up against the wall, it was all okay. But the idea was just to find a way to relax and be with yourself and take any distractions and make it work for you in relaxing. Any kind of meditation where you're starting to settle more and more, starts opening up your intuition, your other senses, things that we normally would shut down and ignore. You'll pay attention to your gut instinct a lot quicker, trust it more fully. So we can't go wrong by settling down, doing whatever we can to be mindful in our movements, in our moment-to-moment existence, in our sitting, in our walking, in our driving, in our working, in our practice. So once you're getting used to this kind of relaxation, there's so many benefits you can get from a meditative standpoint, and I'd let you experiment with that. And certainly, if we do some sitting, I can give some guidance individually to people about that. And I think I might have mentioned like like stalking and stealth and everything. That goes back to the tracker course. It's Tom Brown's Wilderness Survival and Tracking that about 20 people in the dojo now have gone through since like 1995. And Tom is a world-known tracker, probably one of the best trackers in the world. Taught a lot of different people. Very interesting program if you ever have the chance to go through it. And certainly you can feel free to talk to me about that. But he's also a proponent of the Silva method and ways of bringing that into your daily awareness and in terms of survival and tracking. So really fascinating stuff, interesting stuff. So I think that's what I have on my list for now. I'm going to ask Ton, is there anything that comes to mind that you want me to cover right now or no?
No, this is a good session. Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you.
So we'll end this third one, and let's end it with a little bit of breathing in. We'll do 3 cycles, and I'll show the 3-finger technique at some point just so you can see it. Okay, so hopefully you see my hands and they'll come together like this. Okay, so I'm going to breathe in through my nose, drop it down to the lower belly, breathe out through the mouth, or if you want to do nose, okay? With each breath, you go deeper and deeper, more and more relaxed. One more. Okay. Well, hopefully you can do that on your own and let it expand as long as you want. I'd say, again, after like 3 cycles to let your breath go natural. You might take notice of different Hindu, Buddhist statues, practices and all that where they'll use different, hand positions as well, There's a position that Siddhartha supposedly had when he was enlightened and became the Buddha, things like that. So it's all great. Main thing is it's your life, it's your breath, just get in touch with it, savor it, be thankful for it, okay? As I say different times and in, I think in one or both of the books, there'll be a time for all of us when that breath comes in and it goes out for the last time. So each breath that you're taking is an appreciation of life. So good luck with yours. See you on the mat.